So to say a brand new meta, I think probably isn't completely true, but with a card being removed and some Balance of the Force shenanigans, I think it is very interesting to see what this shakeup will be going forward. And also, I am very, very interested about what the ramifications of BK coming down by a point will be. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my Star Wars Destiny friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando cast. That's right, happy Destiny Friday, and even super happier one, as it may be, because I did not expect the update this week, but we got one, right? So we got a Balance of the Force as well as a little bit of a change to the reprint list, right? The Echoes of Destiny list. That one I think we'll talk about it when we get there, but that one I think is actually a really intricate change that could probably come back in the future, right? It's like one of those like really good cards to have on the reprint list, but is too good in certain situations. So I think it was the right play. I'm confident it was the right play. So yeah, let's get into this. So one day ago, several days ago, it came out this week from Casero, right? Everyone's dad. I'm starting to feel he's everyone's dad, right? He's kind of the project manager of all of it, right? Keeping us all honest. So first thing, like I said, so rearm comes off the Echoes of Destiny list. That's the only change to the Echoes list. This one I think makes a lot of sense, both within context of the fact that red yellow is pretty good right now, or like red in general is pretty good right now, and red hasn't always historically been in a great place, like in the grand scheme of the game. But right now it's pretty good, and then you get that graveyard recursion on top of it, where you can also very easily splash red. I think it makes a lot of sense to make the change that they made. So yeah, and then again, like I was kind of speaking to earlier, it's something that they can very easily bring back, right? If we reach a point where red is underpowered again, which to be fair, it hasn't been for a while, since really like leader became such a strong keyword, and then you had some pretty good pairings in there, and like redeploys and West Stars and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually, to be fair, it's been a while since red hasn't been good, but if we do get back to that spot, which eventually will happen because everything's cyclical, you can always bring it back and help out with stuff like that, right? So I think that's really cool, right? And keep in mind, you still got armoring and all those tricks, right? So I think it makes a lot of sense. Right, now let's go into what I see as kind of the more impact. So when I say more impactful, I think rearm matters, but I think that in the grand scheme of things, it's a minor tweak. Whereas a lot of the character point increases, I think, are pretty big. So Senate Guard at +1/+1. What we've been seeing, at least from some of the lists that we've been seeing, right, from we had the World Championship or the World Cup, right? We saw Senate Guard being splashed, right? And they kind of actually, that's how he opens it up, right? So with its ability to splash red in any deck and his multiple relevant abilities, the humble Senate Guard became an immediate star. And we've seen stuff like this in the past with like Battle Droid, right? So Battle Droid, relatively innocuous little character, and I'm talking historical Destiny here, right? Battle Droid would be splashed for color, not because he was a good character, but because he was the cheapest possible way, right? So with Hoth Trooper as well, like in the Ewoks deck, because they wanted the red, you just throw him in there. It's super cheap. You don't care about him as a character. Maybe you get a couple pings off of it, but for 5 points, and then the health to throw indirect on, right? You get it. So Senate Guard, upping him a little to basically force some folks into more valuable decisions, right? Well, not more valuable for them, but harder decisions in terms of where to put their value. I think that's the better way to say it. So this one was a long time coming. Leia Organa Princess. I played in the ARH release tournament. I made it till round 2. In round 1, I ran up against a Leia deck, and they pooped out. I think like turn 2, they had a just insane board state. I made my next game, won the next game, but I was petered out because I was like, well, if this is the way it's going to be, this is not my destiny. So I'm really glad that they're taking this action. She's dual threat. She's very good. So +1/+1, and I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the end of it. But again, there's some pretty smart people who play a lot more than I do at this point in terms of the competitive stuff who have a really good view on this. So I'm sure they've been consulted. So yeah, awesome. Good feedback. Now what's interesting, let's move into the character point reduction. So Finn Rao 912. It's interesting. I don't necessarily know off the top of my head what that does. I mean, I know that there's some pairings like that opens up, right? Because 12 is like a very important number with 18 or with 17 in a plot, you get it. But I don't necessarily know where that ends. Panda Baba, I don't know where that falls. The one that I'm very interested in is Black Chrysanthemum. So dropping him by a point on the 28, I think is minimal impact. What's interesting is going to 21 on single die. The thing is, I think him at single die feels really bad. So I really like this one because I don't know, right? I think you can get really creative with this, and I think people will be trying it and see what they can do. And you're really taking that character and just up and on just a tit, just a little bit, right? And I like that. I think that's exactly what this is supposed to be, right? Now you go to Cassian, and that's a 0-1, right? So I really like that. I really like the ARH has gotten brave in doing stuff like that. The FFG days, the FFG would never touch that. It was always the same de-incrementation. I really like that they do different ratings, right? And it makes a lot of sense to protect on the low end from like go wide decks or something like that. I really like that. And then Infus Nest at 1619, so it's a 0-1. I don't know what the impact of that will be. However, Casero found a pretty sweet art first off, and that's what he chose to use. So if I know Casero, he's probably got something brewing in the back of his head, but I don't know. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Is Infus Nest going to be the bee's knees at 19 points? I don't know. Let's find out. 19 opens a lot of doors for 11s. Very, very interesting. So anyway, that will do it. I do want to point out, we also had a promise at the very top here of the multi-heat Mandalore Open on the horizon, November 16th and 17th, and we do expect news on that. That is a month and a week away, give or take, and do expect some news on that very soon. We were also promised some sweet alt art cards, which is really something to look forward to as well. So this is very exciting. It'll be interesting to track. I'm going to try and throw some BK decks together. I think that's what I'm going to be working on, and trying to get those working to the spot that I think that they'll work. But have some fun. Again, let me know in the comments below. What are you excited about out of this? Do you agree? Do you disagree with some of the changes they made? But at the very least, what deck are you going to be building? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. Go Destiny, or go ARH, I should say, and go Commando.